What's good, you guys? Daniel Cruz here with another episode of Cook with Cruz. Got something really crazy I'm going to be breaking down for you guys today. This track really has a lot of energy into it. The melody was a sample, and it was just one of those things. I heard the melody, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it and flip it. So that's what I did here, and it came out pretty crazy. I'm going to be breaking it down for you today. Real quick too, before we begin, I want to say something really fast for the artists that watch. I think the majority of the audience for this series is producers, but there are some artists that tune into this. For my artists, these beats that I'm going to be breaking down are beats that have not been released yet on my website or YouTube, and they usually don't get released until maybe a few weeks to maybe even a month or more after the release of the video. So with that being said, and you are an artist and you do want to license the beat before anyone else, before I put it out there on the internet, I can definitely hook you up with that. Just let me know. You can email me if you're interested. I'll leave it in the video here for you. Or you can text me if that's more convenient, 916-597-0096. Again, that's a text-only line, so email or text me if you're an artist and you're interested in a beat you hear in these videos. Again, there will be some exclusivity with that, being that you'll be one of the first ones to get it, because again, it's not out there on my website, YouTube, or anything like that. So yeah, I definitely want to help my artists out that tune in with me every single Sunday. I know the majority of people, even though it's not crazy numbers that watch, are producers, and I want to give some value to the artists as well. So hit me up. I'll definitely hook you up if you want to license the beat before it comes out. But anyways, let's get into this beat here. A lot of energy going on. Alright, so let's start off with the sample, the melody that I heard that sparked this whole beat here. Here it go right here, and it's dry format. So right when I heard that, that's all I needed to hear to spark what I needed to do. So now let's take a look at what I did. Didn't change much. That was pretty solid. Brought it down a couple 100 cents here, dropped down 2 keys. This EQ here, cut out some of the major highs for it, a little bit of the mids. Echo melt was big here, add some reverb as well. So with all our effects now, this is what it sounds like. So once I had that, I wanted to add some background textures. I got this vocal rise here from one of Mantra's kits. He's got a lot of dope stuff, so definitely go check his stuff out. But it was a vocal sample, and I threw the pitch all the way down and just threw some reverb onto it. So this is going to play behind our melody now. It's very subtle and you're not really going to notice it at all, but it does make a big difference. So for my producers watching, and you ever have those times where you're making a beat and you feel like something's missing, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that something missing, you could probably add some background textures, just like what I did here, to really fill it in. It doesn't necessarily have to be some type of vocal sample or something like that. Any type of airy pad, something that you just turn all the way down and just throw it in the back, that will do good. But even though these are, really sitting below the melody, they do make a big difference, because if I were to take this out, my textures out, the vocal sample, you'll notice it right away. So definitely wanted to keep that in there, and it can really help fill in your beats. So you can keep that in mind. And the last thing that I'm going to add to the intro here is classic FM bass in Omnisphere. And this is just going to be a real simple bass stab. So that wraps up our intro, and right after that I wanted the beat to drop. So resorting to a common technique that I do, I took our melody and dropped it down a whole octave to change it up a little bit. And because we dropped that down a whole octave, I'm going to bring our vocal texture up a whole octave. I did this because I didn't want the frequencies clashing too much. So with both the melody and the vocal texture, I got a solid balance in frequency range here. Melodic wise, that is all I added to the beat. I really wanted all of the energy to come from the drums here. And even then, the drums are pretty simple still, but I think being simple was key for this beat here and how I imagined it being done. So let's go over these drums now. Very basic closed hat pattern. Start off with that. Clap. And here's our energy right here, the 808. Kick. So there goes our drums. Pretty simple, and the way we structured it out, the drop should sound pretty crazy. So the beat is going crazy. You can see what I meant when I said this beat has a lot of energy. So once I had all that done with the beat there, I knew I was pretty much 95% done. After our first 4 bars on the drop, for the next 8 bars of this verse here, our melody is going to come back up to the octave we were in the intro, and our vocal rise is going to drop back down. Basically the same thing we had in our intro. And then our final 4 of the verse there, we're going to come back down an octave on our melody, just how we started off with. Just so when we come into our hook or break here, I can jump back up to our original octave here. So when we jump into our break here or our hook, we're basically just going to jump right back into what we had in the intro. This is going to play for 8 bars, and on the second half of this, the last 4 bars, I do add a percussive loop to kind of add some progression and tension on the later part of it. Here's our percussive loop here. Some EQ. It's our flanger. So that's pretty much all I add to the beat here. Again, this is one of my really simple ones. With this style, with this genre that I'm doing here, that's really all you need. You just need that catchiness, that energy, and you're done basically. So let's go ahead and play it from end of the verse into the hook break, and then back into our second verse. Hear what it sounds like. So there goes our beat there. Again, really simple. I know I really stressed that a lot for this style and genre. You're really just focusing on that catchiness and that energy, and simplicity is definitely key to achieving that. So I didn't want to add nothing too crazy. I didn't need to. So this was the outcome of this beat. Hope you guys enjoyed today's breakdown. Hope it helped or inspired you. Again, if you're an artist and you tapped in with me, Just hit me up if you want this early. I'm probably not going to drop this for another month or so. I don't know. I got a bunch of other beats I got to drop before this, so just hit me up. Once again, I appreciate you watching. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that with the bell turned on. I'm going to be back next Sunday with another video just like this. Any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions on a video that I should do, please let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely get back to you. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, but I will see you next Sunday. I'm out. Peace.